Hello, welcome back to the Football Transfer Podcast News. Today we've got guests Finn Keens and Bradley Green.
Hello.
You alright?
In the past hour, I've heard Renato Sanchez remains as one to watch in the next 2 weeks, as Roma still want him to find another club in January. What's your thoughts on this?
I think Renato Sanchez is a player which is actually quite talented, and I think he's playing at a league which he could be playing better at. He used to play for Swansea and clubs in the Prem. That's his kind of level. He's not as good as he used to be, but I can assure you he's got his value still held to him. So I personally think this is a great move for him in the winter.
Do you think that he should potentially sign for a club like Crystal Palace, sort of that level, where he's not going to get too much competition for game time, but there's going to be enough competition?
Yeah, I think Crystal Palace would be a great club for him. Maybe like an Everton side, because there's a lot of Portuguese influence within that Everton squad. Think of Beto and other players such as him.
Yeah.
The Portuguese links will definitely help him develop in the Prem again.
Yeah.
Another transfer we've got is Al Hilal and Olympique Marseille are checking documents for Renan Lodi deal. They're checking it today. I think that might be a good move, but I don't really like the Saudi Arabian league. I think it just puts too much pressure on the players with the money. What's your thoughts on this?
Look, think about it this way. The Saudi league's one of the fastest growing leagues in the world. Yeah, you can't stop them because they've got too much money. They've got too much power. However, you can stop players going over there by refusing contracts. But at the same time, for Renan, this might be a big break going over there. If they're trying to develop a league like that and that's the sort of player they want, particularly for a club like Al Hilal, then certainly he should be over there getting his performances in and giving it a go.
Just echoing Finn's thoughts there, I think that a move to Saudi might benefit him in more ways than one. I just feel like because there's nothing to say that he can't go back to Europe in like the Serie A, for example. Like, for example, obviously Jordan Henderson's thinking about going back from Saudi. There's nothing to say that once he's in Saudi, he's staying there forever, because he can also go back to a club like Olympique Marseille.
There's confidence growing on both Bayern and Nord Makile sides as positive contracts are taking place again for his loan move.
Yeah. I'd go as far as saying, it's a necessary transfer for him, and he needs to make that big move.
Yeah, probably to get more game time as well.
Look, if you can get a loan, and you can get a loan at a club that wants you, that's even better. And I think if clubs are actually fighting for a loan, that gives a player 10 times more inspiration to actually go and put a better performance on. I'd say when a club tries and loan someone out, they want to find the best club that gives them the best opportunities. And actually, if we think EFL leagues and that, if you're loaning players out, you loan them because you just have to. You have to give them opportunities. And fighting for a loan is a lot better than fighting for a transfer.
If they're fighting for loans and stuff, then that's great, because then that boosts your confidence and boosts your morale, because then you're thinking, right, I haven't got just one club that wants me. I've got at least more than one club that will be happy to take me on loan. So then even if that loan doesn't work out, you then have a backup plan to go on loan again, and then to hopefully secure a transfer to a better club, which will then boost your confidence.
The other news in the past 3 hours, Hannibal Medri is on his way for a medical to Sevilla on a loan deal. What's your thoughts on this?
Okay, so Hannibal's a player which I've personally seen a lot of because he's playing for Birmingham. And, he is a quality player. He's got the makes of a Manchester United legend. However, he's just not at that age yet to get much game time. And I think actually taking him to a club at Sevilla will just give him that more confidence to be a better person. But I don't know how much game time he'll get over there. It's a very competitive squad. It's very competitive.
Yeah, it's also a 20 million buy option clause included.
Like Hannibal Medri is a very good footballer. He has all the makings of being one, like has been said, but it's just I feel like he could go to a club where there's less competition. So, for example, not Premier League necessarily, because I'm not sure that Manchester United would want him to play against Manchester United, obviously.
Maybe Birmingham?
I don't think that there's much
What, sending him back to Birmingham City?
Yeah.
No.
I don't think there's much progression
You
there.
really would not want to do that. Wayne Rooney's a terrible coach.
Yeah, but Wayne Rooney's no longer the manager, is he?
I suppose not, but, at the same time, they aren't exactly a stable ship at the moment. You don't want to be sending the players to a stable ship.
I feel like a club maybe like Torino
Preston.
or Sassuolo.
Preston North End.
Maybe.
Preston, I say that because this is a club which, want to be pushing a bit further on. No, you want to know what's on the Ipswich.
Really?
That's stacked club.
Is it?
Yeah, they have got a lot of
Yeah,
players, and they're doing
it's
quite well.
one of those.
Aston Villa are closing on a deal to sign 2005 born right back Kostan Nedeljkovic.
I've never heard of him.
I've never heard of him, but I don't know why they're signing him.
Tell you what I have just seen. I've just seen that Bournemouth are trying to get Amad Diallo from Manchester United on loan.
Ooh.
Let me tell you, that could be an absolute catalyst of a disaster. Because you're replacing Amad Diallo for David Brooks. And now David Brooks is going out to Southampton on loan this week. So you're actually just giving more fire on the fire pit by doing that, which I think is a bit mad, but it's the way it goes sometimes.
I just feel like, I just like, obviously I trust Andoni Areola and what he does, because obviously he has worked miracles in La Liga, but it's just some of his transfer outgoings as Bournemouth manager already, I do not trust that guy.
What's your thoughts on Rasmus Højlund, though?
Rasmus Højlund, as a player?
As a player, yeah.
I think he's a player that lacks confidence, but is starting to finally show his true colours. In the sense of, he's getting goals finally, which is certainly helping him because, let's be honest, at the start of his time at Manchester United, I don't think anyone thought he was actually going to do that good. So
Yeah.
I think everyone saw the price tag and was like, well, this is going to be an interesting signing because actually you're chucking so much money away for a player who's not proven himself in any league. So almost it feels like chucking money down the drain, a bit like Anthony Martial.
Yeah.
But actually, I think he might have the works for some of that.
Question.
Yeah.
Is he good enough to start at Manchester United, or do you think Manchester United should try and sign a proven Premier League?
Victor Osimhen.
Do you really think?
Yeah.
I don't think Victor Osimhen will work with Manchester United and Erik ten Hag. I seriously don't. I think that Victor Osimhen should go to some sort of like Liverpool or some sort of like Arsenal, just because Arsenal are in need of a striker, and you can tell me Ivan Toney links, but
Ivan Toney's staying put now.
Yeah.
He's not moving.
Yeah, he can't play at all, can he?
No, he's just about to get his ban lifted.
Oh, fair enough.
and yeah, so and obviously Liverpool, you can say they've got Darwin Núñez and they've got Cody Gakpo, but Darwin Núñez is not, he's not, in my opinion, he's not good enough to start. He's missing.
He hasn't got the
clear-cut
potential.
chances.
No, I just don't think he does.
But Victor Osimhen will work really, really well with Liverpool, I reckon, or Arsenal.
I've also got some more news. Alphonso Davies and Real Madrid move.
No.
I think
Why?
Real Madrid have got too many players.
Mate, it's filling a club full of, potential with more players that have lost their potential. I don't understand why you would do that. It's the same with Real Madrid trying to bring in Mbappe. You can't be doing that.
Yeah, no.
The balance of football, you can't be doing it.
Because
You have to let it happen.
Because what Carlo Ancelotti's doing, right? Real Madrid was a club full of experience, okay? Had the likes of Sergio Ramos,
But they all get old. They all get old.
and it has Luka Modric and players like that, right? And that is good for experience, which I think is crucial in a club like Real Madrid.
Yeah.
But what Carlo Ancelotti's done is just got a load of promising youngsters, put them on a shortlist, and it's got to the point where you have so many players, both starting and on the bench, that have so much potential that their potential is just getting lost because there's no room to play them because there's just so many.
When
players.
Eden Hazard signed for Real Madrid, I think that was a low point for the club.
Yeah.
I think seeing someone like him go from Chelsea, where he was top of the world, one of the best players in the world at the time, to then just becoming this absolute nothingness.
But
I think that's what Real
risk.
Madrid are really good at doing, which are making players absolutely just, they're not it anymore.
But that's the risk with signing players from abroad. You don't know how they're going to work in your league because, the Premier League is the hardest league in the world. But on the other side of the coin, there's like the La Liga, for example, has a different tempo and has a different playing style and has different coaches and different formations, and for example, in your Eden Hazard case, right? They're not gonna, it's just not, it's not what he's used to, and he just didn't get with their plan, and I feel like if you say that,
I think essentially with Real Madrid, there's like this big conspiracy. They're not really the top club anymore.
No.
They want to be something they're not anymore. And it hurts. It hurts to see it as, someone that watches the Champions League, that actually this is a club which are dying. There's clubs on the rise and there's clubs that are dying. and you'll see it throughout football. You see it throughout the history of football.
Yeah.
You know, clubs like Manchester United,
Yeah,
top of
the
the world.
ownership.
You know, it's not even about ownership. It's just about the way they shift. They don't always give you the big clubs. You know, Manchester City, I think, is the best example of a club rising. You know, yes, it was money again, but the money that was put in and the investment, you don't just go back to back to back winning Premier Leagues for nothing.
Yeah. I've also heard Kimmich, a PSG swap with Mukiele.
Michele.
Yeah.
No, not
I
for
don't
me,
think that would
one.
work. Kimmich is too old.
Kimmich isn't that old.
I think he's too old for that league.
What, for the Bundesliga?
He's 28.
No, not for
isn't
the Bundesliga, for
he? Ligue 1.
Ligue 1, yeah.
He's 28, isn't he?
Let me just
know.
quickly check this because
He's
I
also-
think he's not even that old.
He's too slow as well.
28, I reckon.
Yeah, he's 28, bang on there.
Yeah.
That's not even that old. I'd
Yeah.
say 30
I feel
would be the
like
cut-off point.
in my mind, right, and there's a few players like this in my head, right? Of course, it's in my head, right? In my mind, Joshua Kimmich always has been and always will be a Bayern Munich player. He suits their playing style so well that I just don't see him succeeding at another club.
Yeah.
I feel like his big break was at Bayern, and you know he's gonna want to cling on to Bayern like Luka Modric at Real Madrid. You know, like he fits well in that system and he plays well with his teammates. So you know, and he's still a good midfielder. I just don't want him to leave Bayern Munich. Basically, it won't work.
What's your thoughts on this Jadon Sancho loan move then? I think it's a good move to start off with.
I think personally it's a great way of getting rid of dead wood
Yeah.
because Sancho was struggling. Ten Hag didn't want him. No one wanted. Everyone doubted him.
Yeah. He also had a
United.
big price fee put on top of him, which didn't help.
I think the thing with young British footballers is if you give them too much power and they don't live up to the standards, they come really badly back in the media.
It's like Mason Greenwood.
I'd say someone, I'm going to say the perfect example. You may have
Marcus
never even
Rashford.
heard of him. You
No.
might have never even heard of him. Reece Oxford.
I've heard of him. I just don't know what he's.
So he was literally tipped as the next Bobby Moore in the sense of he was going to be one of the greatest British centre-backs of our generation. He's now 25, he's playing for Augsburg, and he hardly plays for Augsburg. He was genuinely worth 80 million when he was 17, and then he just dipped out of football completely.
He was playing for West Ham, wasn't he, as well?
Yeah, he was playing, proper football for West Ham. People say, the bowling grab move was the reason why he didn't play as good at London Stadium, but I'm not going to believe that. I personally believe there was an external factor which really knocked him as a footballer. Because he was up there. I think the Sun did like a 2026, what's it called? Well, them predictors for the World Cup squad, yeah.
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 Oxford was captain of that England squad. And you're telling me now he's not even close to it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Wasted potential.
I want to say something that's going to caveat both of your opinions on the Jadon Sancho loan situation. I don't think it's a good idea because even if he stays for the whole duration of his loan, he's going to go back to Manchester United and then we're going to have the same cycle. He needs to be sold. He can't, the quicker he's sold, the quicker he can start getting his career back together. Because, yes, it's all good excelling well out on loan, but if you're just going back to the same old toxic system, you're just not going to get any new traits. Sell him quick.
Well, it
sell him
depends
now.
if he plays well or not. If he plays well in the Bundesliga, he might actually get game time at Manchester United. You never know what Ten Hag's plans are.
I mean, I think Ten Hag is very strict in his ways. I think he would probably either put Rashford or put someone, put Rashford on that wing or Anthony maybe ahead of Sancho.
Yeah. What about Will Grigg to Stevenage?
I don't know. I've never heard of him.
but he's on fire.
Right.
This
Okay.
guy ain't talented, man.
Right.
Get out of my platform.
Okay. What do we think of either Erling Haaland or Kylian Mbappe to Real Madrid then? Because they're both looking at signing.
It's
they're
not
looking
going to
sign
go
both.
down well. It's not going to go down well at all.
I think they're leaning more of the verge of Erling Haaland just because of the fact that Kylian Mbappe's, his transfer fee is going to be at least 250 million, and then
So Haaland he's older, isn't he?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, because he's going to have more experience in the harder league. if anything.
And then obviously Kylian Mbappe's wages are going to be 250 million plus. Sorry, his transfer fee, and then his wages are going to be astronomical because of what he's being offered at PSG. You know, like, yeah, his wages at PSG are insane, and that shows. So I think they're going to side more of Virgil Erling Haaland, but I don't think he's ready to leave Manchester yet.
Yeah.
I feel like he's got a few more years left in him at the Citizens, and then he'll be off. But I don't think he's going to leave this season. Not while he's enjoying life in Manchester.
Yeah.
Football transfer show. Football transfer show. Football transfer show.
Enjoy the next 30 minutes of uninterrupted listening.
So breaking news from Exeter City, there's some new contracts. Sean McDonald and Caleb Watts have extended their contracts, yeah. What's your thoughts on this?
I'm glad. I'm glad for Caleb's sake. I thought Caleb did really well before he got injured. As for Sean, he's just not going to get game time, but we've given him a chance. We could have gone for another keeper's window, but no, I don't think, it was worth our time.
Yeah, I mean, like leaps and bounds, but yeah, like for example, Sean could always go on loan to like a League Two side, for example.
Forest Green have actually been interested in signing Sean McDonald on loan, so we couldn't really do that.
Yeah, that could happen, and and I just feel like at least for squad depth reasons, at the very least, it's good to keep those players because ultimately, like if worst comes to worst, we have a bucket load of injuries, which could happen. Like no player or no club is susceptible. Are like completely like devoid of any injuries. So if Exeter do suffer a lot of injuries, that would be good as a sort of like backup option. But in terms of the player's career, I'm just not sure it's going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit mixed on that.
The other signing over the past few days is Ben Purinton. What's your thoughts on this?
Ben is a local lad who we've wanted for a long time. I don't think I can recall a window where we haven't actually been interested in him. In fact, we've pretty much been looking at him for about 3 or 4 years. Even when he was at Charlton, we were trying to sign him. Then he ended up at Ross County. And now we've finally got a signature. It feels like the mission's over. But I think he's a solid left-back. He's got a lot of Championship League 1 experience. He seems to profile what we need right now to stay in League 1. So I'd go as far as saying it's a fantastic appointment for us.
It's a 1-year contract, isn't it? It's
18 months. 18
yeah.
months. So that will be until next summer. So it's not this summer, next summer. Which is still a good deal to have. So it needs me out.
But you want to extend it because obviously, this thing's been a long time coming, as Finn said. And I feel like, especially at least me and Finn, for Exeter fans, it is incredible to finally see someone who we've wanted for so long actually come and, actually put pen to paper and, sign. And it'll be interesting to see what he can do, and hopefully
it's an ambitious signing,
and hopefully try and keep Exeter up.
It's very ambitious for us, and this is our version of Jadon Sancho's Manchester United.
Does this though show sign of Gary Caldwell at least fighting to stay up?
I guess so. I guess there's more chances to come in soon.
What position does Ben Purinton play?
Left back.
Left back. We need a striker though.
Theo Bair's coming in from Motherwell.
We need a striker for sure. Because we're lacking goals.
Yeah, Theo Bair is Motherwell's top striker at the moment, and we've just basically sorted his paperwork out. He's coming for a medical in a couple of days' time, so hopefully that'll get all sorted.
Do you know when Dimitri Mitchell will be back? I think it's a few months' time.
ACL, isn't it?
ACL injury, so we're not even going to see him this season, I don't think.
No.
It was against Luton.
He might even... I don't know what his contract's looking like, but I'm hoping it's not too far off.
Was it Luton that he got injured? I think it was.
Yeah, in the cup,
Because he got sent
Middlesbrough.
off, didn't he?
Was it Middlesbrough?
What?
It might be Middlesbrough.
Yeah, it'd be
It was
Middlesbrough
either
because
Luton or Middlesbrough.
he scored against Luton.
And then got sent off.
Yeah.
Get pumped up with Sky Sports. Catch all the live action, exclusive interviews and in-depth analysis. Don't miss out. Welcome back. This is Premier League predictions, and at top of the league we have Liverpool. What is your thoughts? How do you think they're going to do this season?
I hope they crash and burn.
I don't think they're going to do very well. I think they'll drop down to at least third or fourth.
They don't deserve it.
I feel like I I feel like now I know I've always said that injuries are not a suitable caveat for your team doing poorly, but you see the likes of City, you see the likes of Newcastle, you see the likes of, and it's bad when I'm defending United, but United, they've all had significant injuries, right? Especially Newcastle.
Yeah, Newcastle's had quite a few.
Yeah, Newcastle's been hit bad, but like all those clubs have had, and Arsenal have had pretty bad injuries, but Liverpool haven't had that bad injuries.
I think it will come very short soon. I think it will happen. They will start to get players injured.
Yeah, potentially.
I think Mohamed Salah could be one at the AFCON. I think that's a bad move.
And I feel like having Mohamed Salah at AFCON, that's going to really, really hurt them. Because they can win against Arsenal, but that was like a goal and an own goal. That's not really, something to write home about. And I guess over Arsenal, but, like, without Mo Salah, you're relying on Virgil van Dijk for experience. You know what I mean? Because the rest of that squad is pretty young. And so, you're pretty much relying on Virgil van Dijk for experience. Otherwise, you just put a bunch of youngsters on the pitch.
Essentially, yeah.
The other one is Man City. They're in second. I think they will do well again. I don't think they'll win the league, but I think they will do well.
When Erling Haaland comes back to full fitness, I reckon they will... Because here's the thing about City, right? After every single new year, for the past few years, they just go on insane winning streaks. And I feel like when Kevin De Bruyne gets Erling Haaland back, and when he can start delivering stuff into the box for Erling Haaland to get, that's when I think it will be, that's when I think City will be practically unstoppable. Because
you've got that Alvarez, Haaland.
Yeah, you got Alvarez, Haaland, Doku, you got Rodri, you got Bernardo Silva, Foden, Grealish. All those players could push forward, and obviously you got Rodri, Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden, Kevin De Bruyne, who can also push back as well.
Yeah.
So it'll be great on the offensive and the defensive.
Yeah. The other one is Aston Villa. I think they could be potential.
They're not winning the league.
I think they will.
They're not winning the league.
I've got a feeling they will.
They're not winning the league.
They've had a good season.
They have, and this isn't anything taking away against them, but it's just the fact that they've, they're doing well at the moment, but their squad is like Liverpool's. They are banking on the fact that they won't get too bad injuries.
Yeah.
Because if Ollie Watkins gets injured,
they've got no striker then.
Yeah, they are.
Danny Ings, does he still play for him?
No, I think he does.
Because he would have been their striker, wouldn't he?
Yeah, and Danny Ings in the Prem doesn't work well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one is Arsenal. They're in fourth. I think they will come in third. I think they'll sit where they're two.
I don't think Arsenal won't win a league, and despite Arsenal fans protesting that they will win the league, it's not happening.
No.
Not in any lifetime.
I got a lot of Tottenham fans in my class, and they think Tottenham's going to win the league. They think they're going to come first, but in my opinion, I think Tottenham will come seventh.
Yeah, but I feel like City in first, obviously because I'm biased. Second, I feel like will be Liverpool. I am giving Liverpool a lot of stick here, but they are really they have a really good squad, right?
Yeah.
And they will challenge for the Premier League. I'm not saying City will blow it out the water. They'll win it by March. It won't. I reckon it will go down to one of the final game weeks. But so Liverpool in second. In third, I'm gonna say now this might sound really controversial here. My third and fourth pick. In third, I'm gonna say Newcastle. I reckon. Now
that could be a good shout.
Here's my here's why I think it could be.
But they are in 10th at the minute, so.
But if you look at the previous game week, they almost took a point against City. Now that is really, really difficult to do when Kevin De Bruyne is there. But Newcastle have that fight back because they've got. Are they back to full fitness or almost full fitness?
Almost full fitness, I think.
Yeah. So they're back to almost full fitness, which is something that something that hasn't happened since the start of the season. So and obviously they haven't got any Europe now, and they haven't got any.
No, there's no European football for them at all.
I don't think they're in the cups anymore. Either.
FA Cup, they could be an FA Cup.
But even that's the FA Cup. Does anyone want to hazard a guess of who I think
United will get fourth. I think they will push
Chelsea.
the Champions League.
I think Aston Villa.
Chelsea.
I think their good form will continue, but they'll slip off and just get a Champions League spot, I reckon. Right, come then, relegation. Who's getting relegated then, lads?
I think Luton for sure. That's one of them. I think Burnley, and I think I've got a feeling Everton could go down.
Okay, so you're predicting Sheffield United to stay up?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm going to say Sheffield United,
yeah.
Wolves, and Burnley.
Here's what I think, right? Now, feel free to take this with a grain of salt. 20th spot, Sheffield United. They're down in the mud. They're not fit for Premier League. 19th, I've gone for Burnley. I want Vincent Kompany's style of play to work, but it just doesn't.
It doesn't work in the Premier League at all.
And in 18th, I've put Bournemouth because they will come unstuck eventually.
Yeah.
I've put Luton as 17th because if you look at their game against the Big Six, right, they almost took points off Liverpool. They almost took points off Arsenal. They almost took points off City. They all United's win was only a 1-0 win. You see, they are slowly getting into games, and they are getting loads of points. It's just they just keep killing the game off. So I feel like if Rob Edwards finds a way to stop that, then I reckon they could stay up. Really? Do you not see it happening?
No.
It will happen. Luton Town staying in the Premier League next season. It will happen.
No, I can't see Luton staying up. They lost to a team that's in League One, Exeter City.
Well, yeah,
who
but
have
right,
had
that's
injuries.
a cup game. You have to bear in mind, cup games are a bit different to Premier League games.
Yeah.
You're not going to be playing your full host of players. Luton
Yeah.
played a half decent squad against us. Fair enough, we pinched it at last minute. I wouldn't still far as to go saying,
But that game is tight. You have to admit.
that was both the Middlesbrough game and the Luton game were tight for us.
Yeah.
Those are the only games we were trying for the season.
And yeah, because obviously obviously they're not going to play their full strength squad, and if they lose, so what, right? Because ultimately Luton have got bigger problems than whatever's happening in cup. Because Luton aren't going to win the cup.
No,
They're not going to win anything, right?
FA Cup
anytime
would be
soon.
the only thing they'll get close to.
But they're not going to win anything anytime soon. So for them this season, it's just about staying up.
The season's a glory hunt this season for them.
But I think they'll do it. I will. Mark my words. Luton Town staying up in the Premier League next season.
All right.
That's
see.
the clippable bit.
See.
That's the clippable bit.
Get pumped up with Sky Sports. Catch all the live action, exclusive interviews, and in-depth analysis. Don't miss out.